Taxes, death and taxes, the only four sure things in life. Welcome to chapter 8. Oh, you guessed it. This chapter is all about taxes. It's our taxation chapter. To what extent should Canadians support social programs and taxation? You hear that? What a coincidence. Some sort of emergency services vehicle passing the school. How does that get paid for? Gets paid for by taxes. We're going to learn about that and a lot more. So stick around and let's learn something. It's death and it's taxes. The only four sure things in life. Death and taxes. Welcome. It's chapter 8. This is lesson 8.1. Like I mentioned earlier, to what extent should Canadians support social programs and taxation? We're going to be taking a look at two main questions during this chapter. How do divisions about social programs and taxation in Canada and the United States attempt to meet the needs of citizens? And the second question, what values shape the economic policies of political parties on social programs and taxation? Vocabulary words. You would think that as we are approaching the end of the year that the vocab words would be less, but actually we've got a fair amount today. We've got social program, health insurance, private health care, profit, public health care, goods and services tax, that's the GST, income tax, median, sales tax, the black market, tax base, tax evasion, taxation model, and underground economy. Social programs and taxes. Take from the rich and give to the middle class is the political cartoon that we have here. It's the adventures of Justin Hood, the liberal economic plan. Social programs. Well, social programs, these are services that the government provides so that it can reduce the economic inequalities that kind of exist in countries, and it promotes the well-being of citizens. So the best example of a social program here in Canada will be that of healthcare. The government provides us, the citizens of Canada, with healthcare, and they do so by paying for it with tax dollars that it collects from the citizens. So any working individual is going to be paying taxes. We'll also be talking about the GST, the goods and services tax. That's also collected. But for this argument and for this example, we're just going to be collecting just general taxes. And that's what the government does. They collect taxes. And the government then will see the amount of taxes that are collected and will make decisions about how they're going to spend those taxes. And some ways that they'll spend those taxes would be by paying for healthcare, paying for certain procedures, maybe even paying for medicine and things like that. The government decides how it is going to pay for healthcare. And this ultimately is going to affect our quality of life. And as you study taxes and as you study the taxation models that exist within different economies and different countries, you are then going to see some underlying values that societies are going to have. And that's what we're going to be focusing on in this chapter here. We have underlying values in Canadian society, and that's the reason why certain social programs are paid for, and that's why the government makes decisions to pay for those programs. But we'll be learning about that in later lessons. What I want you to do right now is head over to your notebooks and complete the questions for this part of the chapter.